Hello children, we have come to the end of the chapter Fundamental Unit of Life in Biology, which is about the cell. I have so far discussed about all the parts of the cell. The three main parts or the three important parts of the cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. Also, I have told about many living structures that are found in the cytoplasm, which we call as cell organelles. Most of the organelles are membrane bound or membranous organelles, and a few are non-membranous organelles. Whether they are membranous organelles or non-membranous organelles, each organelle has its own function. It has a specific function, and all the functions of the cell are controlled by what is called as the nucleus. This nucleus controls all the activities of the cell and therefore is called as the brain of the cell. Now this nucleus, as I told you in my last video, contains the genetic material or the hereditary material called as DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. This DNA is present as chromatin, and this chromatin changes into chromosomes during cell division. The functional units of DNA are called genes, which are carried from one generation to another generation, which are transferred from one generation to another generation. When or how? It is through cell division. When a cell divides, why does the cell divide? Cell divides because of different reasons. Now, cell division helps for growth. Any organism when born is a tiny creature or one cell. It goes on dividing and dividing, means it goes on multiplying and helps in growth. We are born as tiny creatures. Is it not? Very small. But we increase in height, we increase in weight because of cell division. Right? Then, it also helps in the repair of our cells. Wear and tear will be there in our body. Not only in our body, in all the animals and even in plants. Is it not? Suppose we get hurt. After some days we get a new skin. How does the new skin come in the place of where the wound was there? It is because of cell division. Right? The tail of a house lizard or wall lizard, if broken by chance or if we stamp on the tail of the wall lizard, it breaks. It leaves its tail and goes away. After some days, there will be a new tail to that lizard, wall lizard, which we call as regeneration. So, cell division also helps in regeneration. It helps in replacing the dead cells, helps in the growth of the organism, helps in healing of the wounds, helps in regeneration. Also, transfer of hereditary characters, that is the genes. Right? There are two types of cell division. One is called as mitosis and another one is called as meiosis. One is called as mitosis and another is called meiosis. There are some differences between mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis takes place in all the cells. Whichever part of our body is there, mitosis takes place in all the parts of our body. Right? All the cells in our body keep dividing, keep multiplying, except one cell. There is one cell in our body which does not multiply, and that is the nerve cell. The nerve cells, or what we call as neurons, they do not divide, do not multiply. Whereas all other cells of our body multiply, keep dividing, right? Takes place in all the cells of the body. Whereas meiosis takes place only in reproductive parts. Means what? In case of sexually reproducing organisms or plants, in case of sexually reproducing organisms, there are two sex organs, male sex organ and female sex organ. So the male sex organ produces male gametes, female sex organ produces female gametes. So by meiosis, the sex organs produce gametes. Through meiosis, the male organism produces male gametes, the female organism produces female gametes. Right? Therefore, this type of cell division we find only during the fertile phase. So long an organism is able to reproduce, so long an organism is able to produce new organisms, meiosis takes place, whether it is plant or animal. Whereas here takes place throughout one's life. Right from birth till death, mitosis keeps taking place. Right? Or you can say vegetative cells or vegetative parts. Whereas meiosis takes place only in reproductive parts, that is sex organs. Right? In case of unicellular organisms, mitosis helps in increasing, means helps, it is a means of reproduction. Like for example, amoeba or bacteria. The cell becomes larger, breaks into two. Cell becomes larger, breaks into two. Those two again enlarge, break into two. So 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, like that. So there is always two cells, two daughter cells formed from one cell, which we call as a mother cell. Whenever mother cell divides, two daughter cells are formed. Therefore, mitosis is called equational cell division. Therefore, mitosis is called equational cell division. Whereas in case of meiosis, 4 daughter cells are formed. In case of meiosis, that is during the formation of gametes, there are 4 daughter cells formed, and it is called as a reduction division. Why it is called reduction division? Because here, in case of the meiosis, the chromosome number is reduced to half. Here in mitosis, chromosome number remains the same. Say in our human cells, there are 46 chromosomes. There are 46 chromosomes. So whenever a cell divides, the two daughter cells will have same number of chromosomes, that is 46 only. Whereas in case of meiosis, the chromosome number is reduced to half. the mother cell will have 46, whereas the daughter cells will be having only 23. Chromosome number is reduced to half. Chromosome number remains the same here, whereas here the chromosome number is reduced to half. That's why it's called reduction division. Here the chromosome number remains the same. Therefore, it's called equational cell division. Right? And one more difference here is it does not bring any change in the new organism. Whatever the parent organism, their same nature is obtained by the daughter cells or the new organisms which reproduce by mitosis. Means they have the same DNA. They get the same DNA. So there will be no change. They will be almost identical to the parent organism. But in case of meiosis, they bring a change. So bring variations. Bring variations because there are two DNAs. One DNA coming from the male parent and another DNA coming from the female parent. So when both the gametes meet, the zygote formed will be having DNA from two parents, male as well as the female. So it will be a mix of characters of both the parents. Whereas here it is giving from only one parent. So no variations brought. Mitosis does not bring any variation, any change, because the daughter cells share the DNA of the parent, only single parent. Here single parent is there. Here two parents are involved. So when there are two different DNAs coming together to form a offspring or the new organism or the child, there will be definitely some changes in the newborn. That is, variations are brought, right? This helps in producing the gametes, whereas this helps in growth, repair of the damaged cells, healing of the wounds, regeneration, etc. Right? This is taking place throughout the life. This takes place only so long as the organism is able to reproduce. That is what we call fertile phase or reproductive phase. Right? These are the two types of cell division. If you want any more details about cell division, I already made a video long back. You can go back to my video. At the bottom of my videos, you will find detailed explanation about the cell division, both mitosis as well as meiosis. What are the steps in mitosis, what are the steps in meiosis and all that. Right? So that concludes our topic on fundamental unit of life, the cell. Right? Keep studying, keep going through my videos, try to learn, study well. Right? Thank you. Also, try to share this video with your friends so that you can help them also. Let them also study for the exam and score well. Right? Thank you.